Hey friends, how's it going? I am getting everything set up over here on my end. I think we're ready to rock. Oh, Elliot, I am happy to see you. Thanks for saying hi. Hi Kristen! Yay! Oh, I already like who's watching today. This is exciting. Hi Mom. All right, all right. See, we don't have to start late to get a big, nice, juicy audience. We start right on time. All right, let's make sure our Facebook comments come through. They should. I know you're saying them. All right. What do we got? 1 minute before we officially kick off. Oh, Marcus, hello. I'm happy to see you. This makes me happy. There's Elliot. Mom. Dad saying you're early. Yes, I know, guys. Where are... Oh, thanks, Dad, for saying my bangs look good. Yeah, I'm happy with my new stylist. I'm not sure why my Facebook comments aren't coming up. We'll see if they come through. Okay, we'll keep an eye on them. And hello, Amy. I see you too. I don't know why my Facebook comments aren't coming through on here. So if you see me popping comments up on the screen, guys, know I am streaming to both Facebook and YouTube. I'll try and get this figured out. I don't like it when the Facebook ones don't come. But I have them. I see them. I just can't put them like right here so everyone can see them. All right, let's kick this off. It is 6. Hello, guys. My name is Lynn Clementi Hicks. I am here to talk about our journey, which is very much focused on our fostering approval process, fostering humans, that is. I am so excited to give you guys an update today. I'm excited despite like if I look tired, I'll tell you it's been a day. But I'm feeling amazing because yesterday we got through all the videos, the training videos, and now we are ready to move on to our final discussion tomorrow, and that part will be done. It's amazing. I live stream every Monday, updating you guys on what's going on in our journey, and my hope is that maybe it just helps you connect to something. Maybe you just watch for entertainment because I'm imperfect and it makes you feel better about, you. And also, hey, maybe it'll inspire somebody to also, maybe become a foster family or a respite family, or just encourage you along in your fertility journey, because I've been there. I've been through it all. So thanks for joining me today. Let's get to the good stuff. And hello, Kim. Thanks for saying hi. Oh, and hello, Kelly. Kelly's popping up on Facebook. So I don't know, guys. I'm not entirely... I'll try one more time here. Try and convince my Facebook posts to pop in. They just don't seem to want to come in today. So let's get to the business. I'll keep my eye on Facebook. So we had a big weekend. Like, we had to schedule things down to the minute. Literally. What am I talking about? Well, we hosted trivia for a PTO on Saturday. They hired us because we had been doing virtual bingo and virtual trivia for a bunch of the schools in the area. It's like, if you do it for one school, then wait, can you do it for other school? It just by word of mouth, it was amazing marketing. This is a school we did virtual for about a year ago, and they said, hey, would you mind doing in person? Sure, why not? So we headed all the way out to the suburbs, and we brought everything that we needed. We even brought a backup projector just in case the one there didn't work, which it didn't. So we were on it. We were so planned out that I don't know, I'm so proud of us. We left the event feeling really good about what we had done, which was just, it's nice to have that feeling of accomplishment once in a while, right? You did a really good job. But I planned out the run of show, like for when every single trivia round was going to end, like to the minute, so that we would stay on schedule. That's what I'm talking about, to the minute. But before that, we were hanging out with my family in for Kelly's birthday, to celebrate that, and also to do Easter a little early, just because our family, on actual holidays, we get a little spread out because of kids and other families and stuff like that. So we all got together early. It was really nice to see the family, hang out for several hours together. And then we booked it over to trivia, then headed all the way back home to the city afterwards. It was just a very full day, and I'm I'm going to pat myself on the back because I stayed very calm the entire time. Like I never had a freak out moment like, oh my God, the stress of everything going right. No, it all was like, no, I got this, and I'm happy to be here the entire time. So it was really nice. And I really give my family, I appreciate my family, because it wasn't easy trying to find a time that worked for everybody. So I'm really glad that we were able to work around everyone's schedules and accommodate and make it work. And it was just so nice to get together. So, love it. All right. So a Facebook message came through. Good job. Great job. Planning is so critical. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, Kelly and I, we're besties, and we're both big planners. So we know what that's like. Thanks, Kelly, for saying that. Trivia went really well. I'm not saying it so that you book me right away, because right now, honestly, I could keep a few things off my plates just so I can finish getting through the preparation to become a foster parent. Yesterday, Sunday, we knew we had to get through the last 3. It was the last unit, which had 3 sections in it. We knew we had to get through that by early afternoon, because what they do is they want you to finish it 24 hours before your final discussion. I think for 2 reasons. One is you have to have it done to do the discussion. So they check 24 hours in advance to make sure it's complete. And I think the other reason that they want it is so that it soaks in, so you've had a couple days to think about it and let that stuff, be thought about before you just jump into a discussion that you just, learn the stuff, right before. So I think it's kind of a little test to make sure that it actually was the information was absorbed, So we are ready for our discussion, which is tomorrow. There's a workbook that goes with every unit that we have been filling out as we go. Now, there's still a few pages I have to fill out, and there are things like, what would you do in this scenario? Which I think is great. Like, that's a good thing that you have to think about. And then there's a few other things, like you actually have to fill out your own family tree kind of thing. I think they call it something else. Oh, Marcus, thank you. Aw, thanks. So I'm glad for the workbooks, but I still have a little bit of homework to do before the discussion tomorrow. We have this family tree thing that we have to fill out. I think that's so we can kind of think about our connections, who's in our family, so that when we're helping the kid kind of learn their own family tree, it's relatable. We don't have to go very far. We just have to talk about, I think, as far as grandparents, that's it. And having that mapped out so that the caseworker goes over it with us and kind of knows what relatives we still have, who we're still close with, who we're still in touch with, and everything. I'm very fortunate. I have a very supportive family for this. I recently learned about a couple who wanted to become foster parents but didn't have the support of their family, and decided not to pursue it because of that. And I was I was sad to hear that, because I don't know. I would hate to be in a position where I wanted to do something that, is serving somebody else, and somebody was like, no, I don't think it's a good idea. You shouldn't do it. And, and I let that stop me. And obviously it's way more complex than that. It's not letting it stop me, but choosing to do this is a really big decision. You have to have the support of your family behind you. And I'm very, very, very thankful that mine is. So shout out to my family. Thanks, guys. We are getting a lot of questions from family. We have a lot of questions. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about those questions, how we're actually feeling, what we're excited about, scared about, the things we're thinking about and planning and everything. And maybe, as we go along, you can throw some other questions at me and we'll just add it to the pile and we'll get the questions answered. Let me see. Okay, so I talked about family. We had trivia. We went through all these units of training. So we did 6 and 7. Let me real quick just kind of recap what unit 6 and 7 covered. And again, we're going through DCFS in Illinois for our training. I actually don't know if training is a little bit different when you go through an agency, which you can go through agencies rather than the state-run DCFS. So if you are interested in becoming a foster parent, explore both options. Talk to people that have been fostering or have trained, gotten trained, and ask them about their experience. I didn't do that. Like before I started, I talked to a few people, but I didn't even know that you could go through an agency or separate DCFS before I started going through the process. So just know that that's an option. I guess I might have a little bit because back when we were volunteering with Lydia Home, we knew that they were a foster agency, but I didn't look into them specifically because, or maybe we did apply, I can't remember, so far long ago. But I thought that maybe you had to get licensed by the state in order to just be part of that anyway. But now I know, and I can tell you that you don't have to go through the state, you can go through agencies. So next is Unit 6 and 7. Unit 6, wow, this is it last week and apparently it's a blur. Let me start with Unit 7 because that's more fresh in my memory. So Unit 7 is supposed to actually prepare you for the parents, like what are our rights in this whole, setup, right? What are we allowed to do, not allowed to do? What to expect, how to prepare. Well, it's a lot. And you would think after going through the whole training of 7 units, you'd have a lot of your questions answered. Well, sure, it answered a lot of questions, but I have now more questions than when I started. But the good news is we have discussion tomorrow, and then we have our interviews with our caseworker coming up in a couple weeks, so I'll be able to ask those there. I've also gotten a lot deeper into these Facebook support groups too, so I'm not afraid to post my questions there if they're not answered tomorrow. And I think that will be really, really helpful because if you remember when I talked about this Facebook group thing, was it last week or the week before? I was like terrified. I'm like, oh my God, these are all people venting about their stories and everything. Guys, I swear, that was like a switch. Everything lately has been like, oh, it was our adoption day. After, 900 days, we finally got to adopt our kid. And it was just these wonderful stories and these really nice pictures and people saying stories about how people finally connected with the kid that they're fostering. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to cry over here. But it was a lot more the stuff that I needed to see rather than those like people just venting about their what's not going well. So that was nice to see. But back to Unit 7, we learned about forms. Oh my gosh, there are so many forms. When you're going through training, they're like, okay, in this scenario, you'll use this form. You can download it here now. My question is like, how are we supposed to remember all these forms for all those situations, like when we're in the moment? Like, is that expected? So that's one of my questions. I'm like, should I have been like making a binder of all these with like an index of like, I don't know, scenarios? I'm not sure. I don't think so. So there's an entire handbook that is out there that's available to us. And I think I need to look through that, and I think I'll be reassured that, okay, it's all there. And all the forms are available online for us, and they give us the link and where to find them. So I'm pretty sure it's not as like daunting as I'm, thinking it is in my head. But there are a lot of forms. So they went over what the forms are for. What are some of the forms for? They're like, so you're going to get a form when the kid is dropped off at your house. And the form will be like, this is where the kid lives now. It's establishing that as their permanent establishing it as their residence. It is also to establish that the state will now be reimbursing you for the costs of that child. So for room and board, the child gets an allowance. They also get food, and it was on the tip of my tongue, the last one, clothing. So they get an allowance every month for those. Again, if you have it in your head, or if other people have it in their head that foster parents are making money by fostering, that's not the case at all. It's your foster parents are most likely paying out of pocket for a lot of expenses. The reimbursement is there to try and help cover some of those costs, but nobody's in it making money. I don't think anybody is making money from this. But there's other forms, so that if the kid does need medical stuff covered, or expenses, or therapy, those are forms you can fill out. There's going to be a form that you'll need. They said just make lots of copies of it, because when the kid gets enrolled in school, they're going to need a copy of this form that establishes us as someone that can sign their permission slips, which is a whole nother thing. It used to be where foster parents couldn't even allow kids to, or couldn't sign permission slips for kids to do normal things like field trips, or go to prom, or take a driver's ed course or something. That's something that they would have to go and get the legal guardian to do, which is not us, believe it or not. We are not the legal guardian. That is actually the state of Illinois. So then we would have to go and get, the permission from the caseworker, or whoever the person is that's allowed to sign those forms, and get it back to the school for that. That they got rid of that, because what was happening is there's no way to turn that around fast enough to get those permissions. So now, in order to give normalcy to the kids, try and create a normal experience for them, then we are allowed to sign those kinds of things now. So it's interesting how we have, I don't know, they are improving the system. So if they ever say, oh, this system is so broke, it needs a complete overhaul, you can't completely overhaul something like this, right? You just have to fix these things little bits at a time. So this is, a big change that they made, so that these kids actually can have more of a real normal life. Oh, I know. How would we live without forms? Exactly. Forms, they make the world go round. Got to document everything. So we got forms, and we learned, what our rights are. We learned, so I did learn, last week I was very nervous about whether or not I'd be able to continue talking about our experience here on this live stream. I think I can. So what they actually encourage us to do is talk about fostering in a positive way. I think they actually use the word positive. And I don't think, you guys know me, I'm very, this is my experience of it, whether it's good or bad. I don't think I'm ever going to tell you it's a positive experience when it's not. I think I'll be transparent with you. But I will be able to talk about my experience in it. Things I won't be able to tell you are the children's names. I won't be able to show you pictures of them. I will not be able to tell you about their family, or their specific circumstance. But what I can say is, me and the child had a really special moment, and we bonded, and or maybe this is how I handled a situation. So I will be able to continue talking about it. I'm going to get more clarification on what, boundaries I should set for myself, just that we don't run into any trouble. But I am looking forward to continue sharing our experience, because I think it's really important and special what we're doing. I feel like I'm a little crazy today, winded, right? Do I seem winded to you? Let me grab a sip of water here. Sorry for how unprofessional this is. But yeah, I think I'm just so excited right now for everything that's going on. Much better. Okay, so yesterday when we completed our training, let me try and remember. Unit 6 was... I'm asking Bert. What was Unit 6 about?
Unit 6, that was about...
We're both blanking on the entire unit.
Hold on, I can grab the form.
He's going to grab our packets. Yeah, thanks, Paul. Sounds real exciting. Yeah, I know you're just dying to find out what it is that was so memorable. Um, all right. So when Bert and I completed our training yesterday, though, we decided to celebrate. We felt amazing. Like, we high-fived when that final video stopped. It was like, I don't know, like, we did it. We made it. We got all the way to the end. We didn't give up. We were a team. We did this. What'd you find, Bert?
It was about supporting permanence and planning for the child coming into your home.
Gotcha. So it was planning and... so planning for change. Oh, I remember why this, okay. Yeah, it's not a fun topic. That's why I left it out. But PSA is a real big deal, guys. So it's planning, we got planning for change. But the big one that was part of Unit 6 was actually about trafficking, which is sex trafficking and work trafficking. And why foster kids are actually more likely to have their identities stolen. So it talked about like kind of the risks around that, and how a higher percentage of youth are more likely to end up as prostitutes, or as in a relationship where they think it's a relationship, but they're actually being used for work, for labor, or for sex. So it was like it was a pretty heavy thing, and we learned a lot. And it's like, okay, so if this happens and we have a kid that went through this, kind of like, we're not just going to dismiss them. We're going to support them and show them, that we love them and we don't expect anything back from them. Okay. Paul's saying, no, I was being sincere. You're so close. It's exciting. It was on right after Unit 5, right? Yep, exactly. You guys are helping me out so much. It's so memorable. And no, I was not swearing at Bert. I definitely I didn't want to like break your ears by yelling, Bert. All right. So we learned a lot about that, which was, it was a good topic. I'm looking through some of my notes right now. Some other things that they had us do in Unit 6 was think about what kind of changes we're going to go through as we bring someone into our house. You'd kind of, I guess when you bring a baby into your house, you do a lot of planning ahead too, right? You're setting up a room, you're doing, you're thinking about your routine, your work and everything. And they kind of made it similar to that. Like when you bring a new foster child into your house, it's not like you just keep going to work like normal and, like just they're entering your routine. They made you really think about what your routine is now and how that might change once you have a child or children in your house. Yeah. So that's what we learned. And I think I was about to go somewhere else with this too, but I'm sure it'll come back to me. Kelly's saying, I just took a training on grooming in order to coach 3-year-old soccer. Definitely scary topics. There are, I have learned through volunteering even at Lydia Home, how you have to be a state reporter, which means if you notice things about children, like bruises or, developmental things or behaviors that might be alarming, to call a number and report. And that's how it actually starts the kind of like cycle. Now, just because you make a call, because a kid has, a bruise or something, does not mean that they're going to come and take the kid away from their parents. They do a very thorough and full investigation into it. So I know teachers have to do that. Sounds like Kelly had to do something, just to kind of know what to look for. Like these are things that are sadly way more common than we realize. So yeah, it's good. I really think if you have it in your heart, like even just going through the training process and being a respite home would be incredible, because what that means is these kids, families that are foster families, sometimes it just becomes a lot, or maybe they have another trip planned, or they just need to take a break. Respite homes are where the kids can go stay for a short period of time and then go back to where they were. So that's another opportunity. If it's something you want to explore, this whole fostering thing, that's a great place to start. Just saying, if you're inclined. I am really excited to say, I think Bert and I are going to be really good at this. Can I say that? Is that okay? Here's why I think we're going to be good at this. And this is not to say anyone with other qualities are not good at it. This is why I think we will be good at it. I think that because we don't have any kids, all of our attention's going to be focused on the children or child that's placed with us. I know that there are tons of other families out there that have kids that are amazing foster families too. So I'm not saying it's like you can't be good at it if you have kids. I'm just saying I think we're going to be great because we don't. I'm just, infertility for the win, right? Hi, Savita. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. Thanks, Marcus, for the vote of confidence. I think another reason is because Bert and I are emotionally developed. We are very open with each other. We talk about our feelings, and I think this is where I was going to go with this earlier. Right after we high-fived and finished our training, we're like, all right, let's kind of celebrate. Let's take a walk. We took a really long walk. We walked to dinner, walked to a restaurant down the street. And that entire walk, we were, kind of like, how are you feeling about this? Checking in with each other. What are our ideas? What do we need to do next? And it was we never stopped talking this entire time. We stayed out, for a long dinner, had that nice long walk back, and covered everything from what are we worried about, what are we nervous about, what do we think we're going to be good at. And I think, we kind of we had this shared feeling that we're excited. And I think we will make mistakes, but I think also we're going to be really good at recovering and learning from those mistakes, which is another reason I think we're going to be good at this. I think we have a lot of ideas, but I also think we're realistic in knowing plans don't always work out the way that we want them to. But I think that we have, I think Bert's really excited if we were to get a child that is old enough to cook in the kitchen, with adult supervision, or, teach them or cook with them. I think that's something he's looking forward to. I'm looking forward to doing crafts with them. I know we're both looking forward to and hoping that they really want to do some sort of sports, whatever it is, even if it's not soccer, which is what Bert and I both love. But, any sort of team activity where they can go and kind of learn all the things that come with being on a team. So we've got just ideas, but a very open mind as to how it's going to go down. And we might get someone that takes a very long time for us to connect to. We talked about that being a fear, actually, is that what if we have a child that we just never connect to? Sorry, I don't know why I'm can't catch my breath today. I'm sorry. And I hope Bert's okay with me saying this, but he said that was something he was most nervous about. And I said, babe, I think no matter what, between him and I, one of us will connect, if not both of us, with the child eventually, because we both have different ways of empathizing, connecting, relating, and both have a lot of patience for letting someone open up and being comfortable, because I think we've known so many people in our life that are different and don't have an expectation of how somebody needs to open up. So I think we're ready for that. I really do. My mom is saying, I know you will both be good at this. Paul's saying this kid's going to learn a lot of trivia. Very, very likely, yeah. Oh gosh, and that was another thing I was thinking about. I'm like, I can't wait to join a PTA when my kid is in school, even if it's a foster kid, and be like, I'm in, I'm here. What can I do? Want me to run a trivia fundraiser? I got you. And I also found out too, in our final unit 7, when they're preparing the foster parents, they say that there are free resources for us, including, they were talking about WIC, they were talking about, what are these? Pantries? Not pantries. But they're basically little closets. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Collections of donated stuff that are free or very low cost to foster families. I had no idea. So they were showing, cribs and strollers, car seats and stuff. I'm like, oh, so we don't actually have to go buy all that stuff. It is actually stuff that can be donated to families like us who don't have it. So I was really happy to hear that. And I also heard that there's free events for foster families. And I'm like, who's planning these events and can I be on that committee? So that's actually something I can't wait to look into, because I was already having ideas of my own. I'm like, I'm gonna drum up all the foster kids in the area, and we're gonna have like, you know, a kickball day, or you know, something in the park. So this is like, you know, taking what I do best, which is, you know, events and bringing people together, and, you know, giving it to the kids that really need it. So, oh man, I'm excited. So we've got all that to look forward to. Did I leave anything out there? I feel like there was something else I was going to. I don't know where I'm at. I'm just excited. So we have all the volunteering and going through it. Well, so next steps, let's talk about that. So Bert and I are continuing to talk about how we're setting up our house and how do we plan for what age we're going to get. The bedding situation, not bedding like I'm placing a bet, but bed as in I'm going to sleep. The tough thing is if you take a young child, like a toddler, you know, they need a smaller bed or something that they can't fall off of and hurt themselves. Teenagers need, you know, a larger bed. I'm sure, you know, a twin bed will work for just about anybody, but we also want them to feel like, you know, I don't know, that it's nice. So we're having a little bit of a trouble, like figuring out how should we set that up? What kind of bed should we have? Should we just have different beds available in the basement, and when we find out the placement, we'll be able to put it together real quick, or switch it out if we need to? How do we prepare for the final walkthrough? You know, like, do we have to have all those set up? So those are questions that I have, and that I'm going to ask tomorrow is about that final walkthrough. After tomorrow's discussion, we will officially be done with the training portion. Next, after that, Bert and I already have our dates set for our individual assessments, as they call it. So one-on-one with our DCFS, I think caseworker is what she is, but actually I'm not even sure anymore if she is like a caseworker for us. Now she might just be our agent. These are questions that I still have too. But I think she's going to be our caseworker, because she mentioned that before, how she does a lot of placements in the area. So she will one-on-one with us, grill us for hours, minimum of 2 hours. She said max of 6. So mine is on Tuesday, 2 weeks from tomorrow, and then Bert's will be on Thursday, 2 weeks from this Thursday. And we have agreed that when it's my turn and the caseworker comes here to our house, Bert's going to go into the office that day. So that way there's no, you know, pressure that he's in the house. And then obviously I go to work in the office, so when he does his appointment, I won't be around anyway. After that, from what I understand, if that goes well, there will be a final walkthrough. I don't know how fast that happens. I don't know if it'll just happen while she's here and meeting with Bert, or if that'll be separate. Maybe I should ask. I'll ask tomorrow. And then from that, we turn in our big stack of paperwork officially, and then I think we just wait to get licensed officially. And I was thinking about it, like, I think that's going to be a really big deal. Like, when we got our marriage license, like, that was exciting. We took a picture with it. You know, when you get married, you take a picture. When you have a baby, it's like, this is a big milestone too. When we get approved to be foster parents, like, I can't wait to share that with the world. And hey, bring on the haters. If someone's like, oh, that's really, are you doing that, Lynn? I'll be like, bye. And it'll just be like, yeah, this is it, you know, and own it. I'm going to own it. Can't wait. Okay, I have a few comments here. Volunteering at the school? Absolutely. Thanks for loving my enthusiasm. I'm all over the place today. I can hear my dad's actual voice going, come on, Lynn, string some thoughts together here. Thanks. I'm glad you love it. Okay, thanks for the help. So Kelly's saying Nolan, who is now 3, started with a full-size bed directly from his crib. Okay. Kelly, do you have it lower down though? I was actually going to ask to go and see our kids' rooms yesterday just to get like a refresher, but do you have it lower down to the ground, or is it at like a normal bed height? Dad's saying, sounds like police interrogation to see if your stories match. It kind of does, doesn't it? And Bert and I have talked about it multiple times, and like we don't have anything to hide. We are going to be completely, transparent with everything, and I'm not actually nervous about that part. I'm kind of excited for it. I really am. Like I'm not. I don't think it'll be a big deal. You had a great appetizer last week and took a picture. All the big moments, Lynn. All the big moments. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, those appetizer pictures are right up there with wedding pictures. I mean, boom. Those algorithms, that's the two things they're looking for. Apps and weddings and babies. Oh, thank you, Kristen, so much. Yes, I know I keep meaning to tell my fertility support group about this, but I'm like, well, I just want to get to a milestone first and be like, I got it, So we're almost there to sharing. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. And you had little dog stairs at the bottom so you can climb up into bed. That's a great idea. That's perfect. And he doesn't know that they're dog stairs. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, cool. Oh, and yeah, your other comment didn't come through, but I do see it here. No, it's lower. We have rails added to the side so he doesn't fall off. Okay, good to know. I'm sure that there's this is a thing out there where they're just convertible beds that kind of adjust as the kid grows. So that's probably all I need to really look into and find. Paul, I take this appetizer for better or worse, forever on my hips. Yeah, depending, I don't know. Mine goes to my butt, but I know exactly what you mean. Okay, let's talk about, we talked about next steps. Obviously, I'm excited. This is, all great stuff. Work is interesting at the moment. We're both doing very well at our jobs, and I know that we both intend to stay employed as we become foster parents. But I have been getting a weird vibe at my work. And I don't know if I can't get a read on it. Maybe you guys can tell me. So we're hiring for another person in our department. And I was like, but why? Is he planning on me leaving? Is someone else leaving? Why are we adding to the crew? I don't know that, I don't know. We've been this size of a team for such a long time. I don't know I don't really understand why we're bringing someone else on. So maybe I'm just paranoid. Maybe my boss is just thinking ahead in case, numbers are growing, we're getting busier, we need more help. Maybe we all feel a little stressed out and he's finally like, oh, let me relieve that with another person. Is he like, okay, Lynn's getting really close to having a family and maybe she's not going to be around. I don't know. It shouldn't bother me, but I don't want to be feeling like I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm not a dependent part of the team, I'm replaceable. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm feeling like, but I don't want to leave. And I hope that he's not planning for me to leave. It's okay, Paul. We can say but. But's okay on this channel. I'm not gonna beep it out. Oh, I don't have a beep button anyway. You don't like it, Paul? Yeah, it seems very sus. Yeah, bringing someone else in. This boss is trouble. So we do have a busy summer coming. That it is true, and I am going to Spain during one of our big marquee events. It happens. He told me to go. It's okay. One of our other ops team members will also be gone for that event. Okay, so maybe it's starting to come together a little bit. And they pulled a huge April Fool's joke on me. They said, well, Lynn, because you and Nick are off for Six Pack as the event will be missing. Chris, who's our boss, told us that we can take off for Bollywood, which is even bigger event. That's all hands on deck, no excuses. I'm like, what? You're not going to be at Bollywood? How are we going to run Bollywood without you? But they had me going for a good 15 minutes before one of them cracked and was like, Lynn, we're effing with you. Oh, good guys. But that's the kind of work environment I'm in. They like to pick on me a bit because I can take it. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I have actually some soccer stuff to get to tonight. I need to make sure that the IWSL, has a bunch of teams. I got to work on getting some jerseys ordered for our Spain trip. I'm still learning Spanish. I'm doing muy bueno, muy bien. Well, I'll work on that a little bit. Maybe I'm not doing muy bien, but I'm doing well, and I'm happy of where we're at with things. So, boom, mark this down as a good day. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Yeah, beep. I did drop the F-bomb there. I do need to get a beep button. Does this button still work? I don't know if it did or not. I don't have my ear things in. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I gave you guys a good update. I'm going to see you next Monday. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to leave you with. I have my discussion tomorrow, and then next week I'll let you know how that goes and what next steps are, and we'll go from there. So I hope you have... also, I'll take a second if anybody has some big news or anything that they want to share. I kind of talked about myself all day today. Let's celebrate you for a few minutes. Feel free to drop a note here. Let me know what's going on in your life. Okay, and Kelly, I see your comments now. For some reason, not all the Facebook comments are coming through today, but just ramping up for a busy sports season. Yeah, that's why we're hiring the extra person. That's it. Or post-COVID resource planning, yeah. Did I miss anything else? No. Approaching the finish line. Yes, Amy, thanks for saying that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, nice, Elliot. Going over 4 million meters on the rower tomorrow morning. Good luck with that. And Elliot, we do need to plan another outing to Avondale Bowl. I'm still a little hurt that you went without us, but it's okay. I get it. I really wanted you to go there, and you did. It just wasn't with me. But good luck on your road tomorrow. You're going to crush it, no doubt, and I can't wait to cheer you on. And I love when you post your updates about it because it's very inspiring. Kristen, I was wondering if I could. So Kristen's one of the girls in my support group, and she recently found out that her last IVF transfer was a success. I believe she's 7 or 8 weeks along now. I think 8. So congratulations to Kristen. That officially means everyone in the support group got pregnant except for me, but that's okay. I'm at my own level of bringing littles into my house. So Kristen, yay, I'm so excited for you. I am like, every time you share updates, it makes me happy because I don't know. It just feels like a shared success. I'm so happy for you. So congratulations. And I hope everything continues to go well. Oh, and I hope that you're feeling okay. I know that it's been a little rocky, so hope you're feeling better. Thank you for allowing me to share the news with you. Everyone's saying congratulations. Yes. All right, for real, guys. 8 weeks tomorrow is official. Awesome. Woo! Very good. Well, I hope it continues to go well. I know the numbers have been absolutely awesome. So knock on wood, everything, continues to go. So awesome. Guys, we're going to leave it on a high note there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I can't wait to see you next Monday. Maybe I'll be a little bit more able to communicate well, but yeah, I don't know. The happiness is too much. Have a great week. I will see you on Monday. Bye. Totally, Kristen. If you're nauseous, I think that's a good sign. Savita, miss you. Thanks so much, Dad. Thanks, Mom. Bye, Marcus. Thanks so much for hanging out today. I hope Lita's going well for you.